Well, it's no secret that EVE Online is a massive game, and if you're brand new, it can feel a little bit daunting. Well, in this video, we're going to give you 10 tips and tricks that you can use to start strong so you can be the best capsuleer you can. Let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and EVE enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And the first thing that you're going to do, yes, is you're not going to skip the tutorial of the game. It's the first tip. And honestly, I see so many people that are like,
I'm confused. I don't understand what to do in EVE.
Did you do the tutorial?
There's a tutorial?
Yes, there is. You do the tutorial. Do not skip it. Continue doing it. It is very important. Check it out. You also get some free items when you do it. It helps you understand the basics of the game. It sounds dumb. It is essential. If you're a new person, check out the tutorial. Other games you can skip, not EVE Online. The second part of the tutorial is I want to showcase you the agency. Agency, you can press Alt-M on your keyboard. If you're on Mac, Command-M, okay? You can do that and it opens up your agency. This is going to be where stuff is. Where activity, what to do. Check the agency, okay? And the first thing you're going to do when you're new especially, you're going to click Agents and Missions. You're going to go to Career Agents. These are specialized for new players, and you get access to a bunch of different stuff that you can do. You get access to, we turn off those alerts. Enforcer Plan is going to let you figure out how to do combat ships. Industry is going to let you do that. This is your Explorer, and the best part is these come with skill plans, okay? They actually tell you what skills to do, and a lot of these are the Magic 14. You're going to hear me talk about that a lot. The Magic 14, it's part of the next section of our video, but I'll talk about it right now anyway, just to get it done. The Magic 14 are a set of skills that you can train. This link will be in the description that positively impact every single ship you will ever fly in the perpetuity of EVE. And you want to get these to at least level 3 when you're a Newbro, okay? CPU management, more CPU. Power grid, more power grid. If this stuff is gibberish to you, just train all of these to level 3 and 4 at the very least this year in order to have a great time in EVE Online. So first tip, don't skip the tutorial. Second part of that is check out the Career Missions tab in the agency, Alt-M or Command-M on your keyboards, okay? The second thing you want to do, you want to join a corporation. You want to join a corporation. You don't want to stay in the corporation that you are currently in. Now you can get to the corporation tab. If you go in the Neocom menu, that's slash on your keyboard, go down to social and then click corporation. Now this is my alt corporation, so it's going to look very different comparatively to what you're going to see, but this is like where my alts live. They all do the PI in their various boxes, and this is how it's going to look for you. So the thing about corporations, when you first join the game, you're going to have this corp chat, okay? And you're going to be in with a lot of different people. When you're brand new to EVE, a corporation is a guild and other MMOs, and the game automatically puts you into the NPC corporation. There's no actual players that are CEO, that are the head. It's literally just a like non-playable character that's actually at the top there, and just call it a day. The problem with this system, and I've actually said this to the EVE devs myself, is I think that you should not start off in your own corporation with the other people, because there's a lot of scammers in these NPC corporations that try to get stuff from you, that try to act like they're your friend and then they're not. So just be careful when you're in the NPC one. So I would join a new corporation. How do you find a new corporation? Well, the first thing you can do is you can join my Discord. The link is in the description. You say, hey, I'm new. Anybody hiring for a corp, there's a ton of different corporations in my Discord that'll DM you, that'll start talking to you, that you can go hanging out with. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The second thing you can do is you can look up EVE University. You can actually do this from the Save Corporation menu right here. EVE University is a very prestigious Newbro corporation that can train you up. They can help you out. You type EVE University. It's one of these. So after you type EVE University, you press enter, and then this other window pops up, and you can check out one of these. Now, which one is the right one? Just go to the one that's literally the name, EVE University. You can search that one out, and here it is. Learn to play EVE with us. Shout out EVE Uni, one of the oldest standing corporations in all of EVE Online. Go check them out. Go to the corporation tab, type their name in, press enter, find EVE University. It's very important if you're a new player. Don't do like EVE-University or EVE It's Us University, right? It has to be EVE University because other scammers will do like named things. It's one of your first lessons. something looks like it's the same thing, but it's not exactly, it's probably a scammer. So you can also say, it says, do not apply in game. Follow correct process here. You can press apply. I guarantee you this is safe. This is all good. No worries. Check it out. They also have a wiki and a YouTube if you want to check that out too. Eve University, highly recommend for Newbro Corps. Check it out. We get this question asked a lot. Hey, Loru, do you have a corp that we can go train in? Short answer is no. I'm in an end game corporation. If you're watching this and you want to join us, you can check out the description for you. That is for people with at least 10 million skill points and above. Some people might not say that's an expert pilot, but it's less about the skill points and more about, can you fly the doctrines that we can fly? If that's all gibberish to you, don't worry. We'll just keep it going. All right, the next tip I have for you is the one we were kind of talking about before. Is the Magic 13, or the Magic 14, excuse me. These are very important, and we kind of glossed over this earlier. But how Eve works is every single ship is impacted by the skills you have. And there's hundreds of skills. So which ones do you want to train first? Well, the Magic 14 are going to help you in every single ship that you can fly. So power grid and CPU management, for example, let you fit more items, let you fit more modules. So this module list here, when you first play Eve, you're not going to be able to fit all the modules that you see me fit, for example, in our torrent fit here. We won't put this in the description because new bros aren't going to be able to fly this. I'm just showing to you as an example. You won't be able to do this. Look how close my power grid is to being capped out with maximum skills. I have 0.2 power grid, not 2. It's 0.2 left on this power grid. You're not going to be able to fly this unless you fly the Magic 14 skills to level 5. The thing I'll say about these skills, they're not sexy. You don't fly a new ship, you don't get a new weapon. What I recommend you do when you're a new bro is, because EVE Online is a real-time skill training system, you can like play the game, unlock new ships as you're playing the game throughout the day, and then, you know what, I'm not going to play for a couple days. I'm going to go queue up my better skills and move them to the front. So right now I am training into the purple mining lasers. But if I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to play for like a week and I really want to get Galente Carrier to 4, so I'm just going to move that here. So I'm going to move it to the top here. That way, when I get back next week, I'll be able to fly Galente Carrier 4. Okay, so that's kind of how you should think about that when you're not playing queue up skills that are long training times. Like this Fighters 5 one, this is for capital ships that I'm like getting into more and more. It's going to take me 46 days. Pray for you, boy. I'm going to queue that up when I'm at FanFest and throw that into the queue because I'm just going to get some timing down, right? So use the Magic 14, train them up when you're not necessarily playing to make sure that you get the good stuff out of it. So this link will be in the description for you so you can see the full amount. This impacts every ship you can use. Check that out. Okay. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is how to choose the right ship for the job. So every Eve ship has a specific role, and you can go to the ship tree, which is under your Eve Neocom. It's always going to be the left-hand bar. You click your left-hand bar, you go to ships, and you go to ship tree, and I'm a Galente boy. This is what I started with, and you're going to start by looking at the ship tree to see what you can fly. Every single ship has a specific role, and you can see this by mousing over it, and you can see the roles that it has, and that's what the ship is typically for. Now, some ships can be used for multiple things. For example, I used an Atron very early on to have a travel fit as an alternative to a shuttle. I use the Ares as an interceptor as a travel fit also because it's very fast. We'll talk about that in some of our other travel fit videos. A travel fit is a ship that's fit with no combat, and its sheer point is to just get me from A to B as fast as possible. By the way, if you don't know what a travel fit is, you can look at the roles of the ship to try to see what's what and try to see how to fly various ships. And if there's a certain kind of ship you like, I recommend checking out my channel and typing in that ship. We probably have a guide on it, and you can get going with it for sure. So for example, this Navitas is a Tech 1 healing ship. Remote reppers are healing ships, Logi ships, that's what that's for. Imicus is an exploration ship. You know this because we have scanners, core scanners, combat scanners, scan stuff down. Relic and data analyzers are hacking modules. So this is for exploration. Atron is sheer speedy DPS. Look, you can jam stuff easier and do damage better, etc. The Maulus is an E-War electronic warfare ship. It's going to be able to dampen the enemy's sensors. They can't fight you as much. Which one should you pick? How do you know what to do? There's a reason I started with the career agents tab. You can go down the agency, agents and missions, career tabs, and find a path you like into industry, PvP, PvE, etc. Choose that and go figure it out for yourself based on what kind of activity you're interested in. We talk about this in our How to Get Rich guide we just put out in 2025, current information, okay? This is something very important. Having at least 2 options is something I recommend in EVE for what you can do. When you're new, you're not going to be able to really do that. You're only going to be able to have one option because you're pushing for skills. So choose when you're new, choose one ship and go make that ship as best as you can. For example, I flew the Incursus for a long time. Great ship. The combination of heal and tank on the roll bonuses, really excellent ship. So that's how you can choose the right ship for the job. The last thing I want to say about this is tier 1 ships, which is down here, are the cheapest and the easiest to skill into. Faction ships are in between. It's like tier 1.5. They're typically way more expensive than their base ship. You can see here's here's an Atron, and here's its counterpart. The Federation Navy Comet is 9.5 million ISK versus this is only 500,000 ISK. There is a power spike involved there. Tech 2 ships are not just more expensive, they're also harder to skill into. It takes many months to be able to fly those ships. For example, I don't have command ships on this character. It'll take me 23 days to be able to get Galente Battlecruiser 5 to be able to get this going. So it'll take me literally a month to be able to fly an EOS or a Astarte. Be able to make sure that, I don't know how to pronounce this freaking ship, Chad, jeez. So that's the difference between those ships. The last thing I'll say about ships is below the Empire ships, which are these 4 up here, there's also these faction ships, pirate ships, or is mining ships primarily. Garista and all of these are really just like pirate ships, other bad factions of ships you can still fly. Every single one of these ships is going to be expensive for what it is with a reciprocal power spike, but it's going to be really easy to train into, very low skills to train into. You're going to find this a lot in EVE Online. That's something that's easier to fly. This really only takes 2 skills to get into, Frigate 3 and Frigate 3. You're going to spend an arm and a leg getting a Worm. The Worm is one of the best ships in the game, in my opinion. 63 million ISK proves that, how expensive that is. So that's a quick little rundown of what ship to fly. If all of this doesn't really make any sense to you because you're brand new, just bookmark this video, come back to it as you need, check out some of our other guides, and of course, ask questions in the comments. We will answer them for sure. So let's talk about a very important thing, how to stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, you are
never safe in EVE.
No matter what's up, no matter where you are not safe in EVE. Let's go into space so we can show you some better ways to stay safe. All right, so we're in space in one of our ships. Here's one of the first things you're going to do in order to stay safe in EVE Online. One of the first things you're going to do is you're going to go to the search bar on the top left of your screen. It's a little magnifying glass, okay? And you're going to go to search me out. You're going to search out Loru Mirth Sunstrider. It's right here for you. And under my bio, you're going to click my overview. You're going to be able to fly this overview that you can see right here. Let me kind of reduce the stream chat for just a moment. You get this overview right here. If you want the PvP section popped out like you see here, you can right click it. Let me put it right here. It's going to appear to you like this, where it's all in one window. You can right click the PvP tab, move to new window. This is a new feature for EVE Online. We asked for this for decades. Now we finally have it. And then you can have your like travel stuff here and your PvP ships here. So you can like keep a sharp eye on what's going on. Your overview is going to be one of the main ways that you interact with the world. So having a good one is important. I am going to be updating this overview as well for this year. So check out my, no matter when you watch this video, check out this overview and you're going to be able to get that done. If the overview is confusing to you, we also in that same spot have a video for you to watch on how to use the overview. We're not going to go into that in depth there. Check that out for you. That'll be in my bio for you. Click that overview. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do when you're in space in order to stay alive is very, very simple. Okay. It's D-scan. We have an entire guide on the directional scanner on my YouTube as well. All the videos that we talk about are going to be in the description for you to just of this YouTube video to easily find. The D-scan is quite literally one ping only, Vasily. One ping only. It's very important to understand how D-scan works. It is how people are finding you. So you need to figure out what the relations are between your local map, how like this scanner gets bigger and smaller depending on what you do. Go watch our directional scan video when you're ready to go do this. This one tool will save your life, period. Full stop. Is mandatory viewing after you're done with this video. Go bookmark that one, check it out, and get it going. The understanding how the D-scan works, how the directional scan works, and how to utilize it will literally save your life. I guarantee it saved my life many, many times. So check out the D-scan. The next thing you have to do is local, ladies and gentlemen. Local. Hi, Jita. Hi, Jita. So what you can do with this is a couple things. When you're in a, first of all, in local, you're going to see all these people here. Okay. You can click this bubbles, and you can go to show compact member list. so that way you can see what's up. All of these people that are in your chat are in your solar system. Turbo J, what's up, my guy? Yeah, Turbo J. Everybody you see in local chat right now is in this solar system. Currently, I'm in Jita. This is the big marketing hub. This is where we are, and this is where all the good stuff happens, okay? Anybody that is typing is in the solar system someplace with us. So if I go to my map, and we're in Jita right here, okay? I'm chatting to people. They're not in Amaurasai. They're not in New Kaldarai. They're not over here. They're just right here in Jita. They're not in Muvo Lele. I can't pronounce these words, actually. They're not over there. They're here. So it's important to understand that because the Newbros don't really get that, okay? If you see these names in local, that's because they're in system with you. This is important because I guarantee you, yep, if you scroll down, you're going to see some reds, you're going to see some yellows, you're going to see some people that are bad news bears, people that are suspect. This chat is something you want to have open at all times and pay attention to who's in local with you, because the combination of dscan, local, overview means you have close, that's your overview, medium, directional, system-wide is local. So if, for example, all of a sudden your local spikes, if you go from 3 people in local to 20, maybe start kind of thinking about docking up because maybe some gankers are coming in and they're going to take you out. Okay, so very important. Just something. This is something, right? This is something that people need to know. I'm in my little venture.
I'm just going to mine this belt. Oh, local, is that 50 people? Oh, I think I'm fine. I think I'm okay. All of a sudden, a bunch of damn catalysts warp on grid, and I am the next lunch for rogue drones that come about.
It just makes me sad. So make sure you know this must know Dan Roth is correct. Okay, must know. All right, so we talk about local, we talk about my overview, we talked about dscan, and a big one. There's no such thing as ISK doubling. There's no such thing as, there's a lot of stuff we call local chat scams. We're going to talk about scams in just a moment, but under your local tab, in Jita specifically, any market hub really, what you're going to do is you're going to click this bubble on the local chat, go to more, configure hidden messages. This is where you're going to be able to block out all of the spam. Let me show you what Jita chat looks like without this stuff, okay? Let's see it. Yep, hyperNet offers, people going, I will double your ISK, send me ISK, I am good for it, please. All of this is not that all of it's scams, it's that all of it's spam. So you put this back into there and all this goes away. I'm going to include this list in the description for you so you can easily copy and paste this. You put this into the Jita specific local because sometimes I want to see people's hypernet in another local because maybe they're checking out some stuff, but this is going to stop a lot of the spam so you can actually talk to people. So great to see y'all, Eve. Enjoy yours. So people won't actually see my message if the spammers are just allowed to go crazy. Okay. I expect it to go a little bit faster. And you know what's funny? This is a new feature, this filter. A lot of the spammers are now not spamming as much because of this filter. Now this filter isn't perfect. You can edit it as you need. I'm going to put this in the Loru gaming filter right now in case y'all want to go join that. That's how to do that. So you got to understand how to do bookmarks, ladies and gentlemen. Bookmarks are these little pins that you're going to see across the solar system. Okay, here's one right here. Okay, so we got a nice little tourney pick right here. So this one is a bookmark. Here's how to make a bookmark. When you hear about making a safe, here's how to make a safe. I'm going to navigate to a celestial. I'm going to navigate on my GTFO tab. I'm going to navigate to a celestial. So let's just pick one of these planets. We're going to warp to it within 50. I right click it. I press warp to. You can see now we are warping to it. Excellent. Okay. Now watch the green bubble because I'm going to be moving. This green bubble is actually, in between is where I am. It's in relation to where I am. And I'm going to navigate actually to a gate so y'all can see it better. But in between this warp, you're going to make a bookmark. This is how you make a save point. I am doing this. And those that know, this will save your lives. Okay, so you're going to press Control B. It's going to open up this new system location here, and you're going to say safe. And zoop, my ship warps very fast. So you can see, zoop, we already go. You're going to try to make a warp point. If this is Celestial A, and this is Celestial B, you're going to try to make one like a couple of them, like right here. Okay, you're going to try to make one in between those celestials. That's how you make what's called a line safe point. Okay, a line safe is a safe that is made in between two celestials. Shout out to Chlorokin, the Nomad Lad, for helping us with that. Let me warp to an existing safe here because you can see that, again, like celestial, and if we make a safe here, that is a line safe. But if we warp to a safe point, This is a previously saved bookmark right here. And then I warp to a different spot. Let me try to find one that's like kind of far away. That's a decent one. Yeah, let's warp to one of these. Let's warp to this planet, right? Okay. Then if I warp to this is now considered a poly safe, okay? Because we have used a save point as a different thing. I know I spelled that wrong. I don't care. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm filming a show here. So it's why this is important is because if you go from safe to safe and make a bookmark somewhere, other people can at some point make a similar bookmark. It's possible that they could track you down, especially in a dangerous area of space mid-warp, because warp speed and bookmarks are based on server ticks. It's a lot of complex stuff there. What I'm trying to tell you is you can make a safe by pressing Control-B when you're in any place in space and then warp to that again. That is how you get to a safe point. When should you use this? Let's say you're in a dangerous area of space and you see a Kikimora pop on grid like it just did for us. Well, you can warp, you can go into your location folder, press L, okay, go into your location folder and then right click the safe and warp to. That's how you can find that, okay? We're really trying to over-explain stuff for the Newbros here, and if you have questions, definitely let me know, okay? That's how to do bookmarks. You can use these for a lot of things. Let me end here with some very normal bookmarks that you can do. I'm checking my notes. We have save points are great, like we just showed you. Insta warp, insta docks. Let me show you what an insta dock is, ladies and gentlemen. An insta dock is directly in front of the station. You're never, ever, ever gonna right click a station and press dock. What this does is it warps you. Right clicking something and pressing dock warps you within like 2K of a station. And depending on how big your ship is, you're going to get popped because there's just enough space that the gankers are going to be able to take you out. But see how I'm right on top of this. Here's the bookmark. It's this little guy right here. So you see that? That's where we warp to. So now I can press dock and we immediately dock. These gankers in Jita, all these yellow boxes that are on the right above my head, they're literally sitting there waiting for people to do what I just showed you not to do. They want you, the gankers, want you to right click the station, press dock, because then you warp a little bit away and then you get popped. So just to summarize it, if this is a station and if you have an insta dock, you're going to warp here. But if you right click and press dock, like warp to dock, whatever, you're going to warp here. That distance is enough that people can kill you, and it is a hard lesson to learn in EVE. I'm going to put this video out. People are still going to do it. That's that. The next thing I want to talk about in EVE is something very important. It's less, I'm going to go top level for a sec here and talk about some strategy. Patience is key in EVE Online, okay? These skills that I'm showing you here, my main has 150, we're almost at 150,000 skill points. I took like a 10-year break from the game, whatever. We're up to 500 billion net worth on this character. I do a solid 100 million ISK in transactions and all this other stuff every single month. And then I buy Plex, put it onto other characters. I'm actually positive. I'm typically not positive because I buy Plex with ISK generated and then like use that for other stuff. So I do this. I was able to do this because I've been playing since 2008 on and off. EVE is one of the best games to play MMO wise because you can play for like 3 years and then let your account sit and then come back. And I flew at Dominic's for years. It's one of my favorite stories. And when I came back, I could still fly my Dominic's. So what I recommend you do is you choose a ship. Pick one ship that is like your goal ship. Like, you know, I really want, and you don't have to like have that be a forever thing. For a long time, I was like, you know what? I want to fly a drone ship. I want to fly a Sin. And we have some Sin content coming out. This is a Black Ops ship. As I got to understand the game, I found the Black Ops ships are a specific role and not exactly what I thought. So I kind of shifted to I want to fly a Kronos. I love the Kronos. It's one of my favorite ships. But what's most surprising is I kind of went up the chain. I have more fun with my Proteus. Love me a Proteus. Okay, it's so snappy. It's so much fun. You can do a lot with it. The Proteus is one of my favorite ships in the game. I never would have been able to fly this if I hadn't been able to make the money from a Kronos. Okay, so it's one of those things you have to understand in EVE, is that it's a video game. We're supposed to do this for enjoyment. You don't have to go pay for skills. Do not buy LSIs if you're new, large skill injectors. Do not pay for skill time. Just enjoy your game. So here's some very practical tips. If you are new, train up your skills that you need to level 3, at least. Don't worry about drone avionics level 5. Get it to like 3 or 4. If you want to do missile stuff, don't worry about missile bombardment 5. Get it to 3 and 4, and then move on to the next skill set. You don't have to like train everything to 5, because how the skills work in EVE is level, and this is a really good thing to understand. level 1, 2, 3, and 4, it'll take you as long to train this as it'll take you to train 5. Longer to train 5, actually, and visually speaking, it's more like this. Okay. All right. It'll take you this long to train 1, 2, 3, and 4. It'll take you this long and sometimes longer to train level 5. Let me show you what I mean. Galente Carrier 4, 6 days. Okay, Galente Carrier 5 is how long? Let's see a chat. 54 days. Okay, so to get to level 4, it was maybe a week and a half. Okay, but to get level 5, it's 2 months. You don't need to train level 5 for a lot of these skills. Stick them at level 3 and 4, especially if you're new, and call it a day. Let me just throw that back on the queue just in case. Which kind of brings me to this. Never have an empty skill tree, ever. Unsure if you're going to fly something, but maybe you don't play every day like I do because it's my job. Make sure that you never ever have an empty skill tree. This is a bit of a meme, but like training time is, 5 years or is it 3.5 years almost? That's fine because I can literally step away from the game for 2 months. I wouldn't do that because I'm like you guys, okay? But I could and know that my skills are training. That's what I'm talking about. Check that out. So let me see. I'll talk about how I organize skills. I like to organize my skills by time. What's going to finish first? So I have this 5-day skills ahead of this 6-day skills, ahead of this 19-day skills, ahead of this 46-day skill. I'm not doing this, especially when you're new, because you're going to have one skill in however long this is, or 3 other ones. So when you're brand new, do the 1 hour skills, group them together, then the 2 hours, then the 6 hours, and group them together so you finish the skills first because you want the raw stats that these give. Don't push for level 3 and then go 1, 2, 3 and then go 1, 2, 3. Do all level 1s and then all level 2s and then all level 3s. I hope that makes sense. So we cover all of the skill training you need in our alt training guide, how to train stuff faster, how to get better skill points quicker. Go check out that video. It'll be in the description. It's going to be fantastic for you. So one of the main skills, though, I want to highlight that Newbros are not necessarily going to understand is thermodynamics. This is something train at 3 and 4 literally right now. This lets you overheat things. Okay. This one absolutely lets you unlock parts of the game. What thermodynamics does is it lets you overheat certain modules to get more benefits out of it. Every single module lets you overheat things, but you can't do it until you have thermodynamics. Get it to 3 and 4. You don't need to get it to 5 unless you're crazy like me, okay? Unless you're a big time player like me. What you can do with these modules is you can turn them red. And I want you to watch my DPS right here. So in a bad clone, my typical Chronos DPS and my polarized fit goes up to 5k DPS with the right clones and the right abyssal rolled stuff, whatever. We're at 3700 DPS with void ammo, but if I overheat these, that's when it turns red. I don't know why that one went that way. Sheesh. You see we go up to 4237. So we gained over 500 DPS when we are popping this. This is a lot, but this damages the module. So it's a limited time thing, but you do get better stuff from it. So this is something you want to do, and it's not really going to be utilized a lot in PvE, but when you're new, you might not have the skills to push for a level 4 or level 3 or level 2 mission, whatever, but you can overheat your modules to get some more stuff out of it and have a better time with it. So this is a skill I see a lot of new bros not doing. It's not just for DPS models too. You can overheat your armor repair rate. So right here, check the sound chat, we do 526. If I overheat this, we go up to 599. That could be the difference between us living or dying. Could be. You're not going to die if you overheat stuff. Call it a day. Same thing with these. You go a little bit faster, etc. Let me turn off my siege module. 10k from 700. You get the gist. Train the thermodynamic skill to overheat your stuff. And this next one might seem like it's a bit of a meme, but it really is super important to go use my referral code that's in the description. And some of you are like, listen, you get 1 million skill points if you do this. It's really important that when you're new, you can slap in skills you don't care about and just drop it in your queue and automatically fix it. It literally saves a month of your time. Okay, let's see it. And your right clips, that was just one repper. So that link is right here. It's at the top of the level of our description. Here's our recent eFrontier video. Click this link, fill it out. Even if you've been playing the game for years, if you've never used someone else's referral code, you can click on this. You can use mine. You get 1 million skill points, and I get a little bit of game time. I think I get a couple days out of it or something if you click this link. I don't really care about the game time. I care about y'all. I pay for Omega. I pay for my accounts. Okay. I want y'all to be able to get 1 million skill points for free. It's not an LSI. It's not a large skill injector. There's no returns on it. Okay. You get 1 million skill points straight up from clicking this out. What I recommend you use this for. Yep. You already know what it is. The Magic 14. We were just talking about how it's not a sexy group of skills. Go check the link in the description that we showed you to get the Magic 14 going. Queue all of them up to level 3. Click that 1 million skill points and you save yourself a month of training. And now every single ship you fly is easier to do. Okay. Check it out. Enjoy it. So I'm playing for a very long time. I just recently added 1 million skill points to my character. Mr. Savage, enjoy. Exactly correct. Exactly correct. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is options. Is having options. And this is something super important for new bros. Start with one activity and then move in that direction. We mentioned that earlier in this video. If you want to understand which activity you can do, we have a ton of Eve guides right here for you. You don't have to skill into something and then figure out you don't like it. So check out this playlist for all the Eve guides. And if you want to get all the up-to-date news on the best Eve guides, that's right here. Subscribe for that. We're trying to put all the condensed information here for you, chat. You're going to have a great time. So we'll see you in the next video. New bros, get out there. Ships our ammo. Undock. Use those ships, and we'll see you in the next beginner video we have. Ask any questions below. We'll see you there. Thanks very much.